Hello, this is wmpyr here to talk about your Filipino martial arts training. Okay, one of the things that I've noticed is that the way it was taught to me, defang the snake was a very, very important principle, right? And the one principle that was even more important than that, higher than that, was something called to flow. And to flow means you got to be like water and all those things that Bruce Lee said about water. Essentially, you want to go the path of least resistance. You want to be smooth, and that is one of the first things that I see a lot of people working on in Filipino martial arts is whether it's Heaven Six, angles of attack, whether you're using double stick or single knife, double knife. And with a knife, you could go into standard grip or reverse grip, whatever. You should practice all of that where you're doing free flow, which means, you're not doing a specific pattern. You're just doing what feels right, what feels good, and you're trying to make it smooth, and you're just trying to be random and be one with the chaos kind of thing. And in order to make that happen, you have to relax, right? You got to relax. The irony here is that in real life combat is anything but relaxed. It's super intense. It's extremely violent. It's extremely stressful. So those are the things that kind of make it contradictory in a way. And because of that, people will look at Filipino martial arts and they'll look at Kali, Escrima, Arnis, and they'll say, "Look, man, that stuff is not going to work. And what you're doing is you're just looking pretty, and you're just showing off your moves. But in a real life situation, it's not going to be like that. Therefore, you guys are training wrong." They're looking to blame things, blame the style, blame the instructor, or blame the technique, or blame the way it's taught, or whatever. And I definitely understand that point of view of where they're coming from, but I don't share that attitude. I don't blame the style. I mean, I think that is very disrespectful, and you got to, if you're going to study the art, you got to be respectful towards it, or else you really can't. Can you imagine spending 10 years or more in something that you don't really respect, that you think it's kind of a joke? Then how could you possibly spend that much time seriously into it if you don't take it seriously? There's no way, unless you're just a total hypocrite or something. It doesn't make sense. Therefore, my attitude is different. The way that I see it is that in a real life situation, it is going to be intense. It is going to be ugly. It is going to be extremely violent. Therefore, you need to match that. And that's where I've been telling you guys, you need to do blender training. So when you practice something like the Heaven Six or angles of attack, then the next level, what you want to do is you want to do blender training, which all that means is do it with intensity, do it with violence in mind. And it's even better if you actually make contact onto something. And in my videos, you can see some of my videos, I demonstrate the blender on a used tire. And you can see me doing that kind of training where afterwards I'm breathing really hard. It should be intense like that. And I would be lucky to last 3 minutes or or something around that time. I mean, even 3 minutes is rough. Even a minute is rough. And without training, then 10 seconds should be rough. That's how hard the blender is. But that kind of training is what I recommend to become combat ready. Now, the thing is, that's what I'm recommending to you guys. Traditionally, I've never been told that. I've never been told, you need to make it intense like that and you need to practice like that. No, I was told you need to flow, right? So then it sounds like there's a contradiction there. But the way that I see it is that every good warrior fighter from back in the day, every one of those guys, even today, today we have professional fighters and stuff, they'll tell you that you have to relax, and the ones that can are exceptional. And if you don't, then you're going to be spent and you're going to be tired real fast. You're going to have nothing left. And if you don't manage and manipulate your energy levels, then you're going to be in big, big trouble. Therefore, you do have to flow eventually. But the first step to me is you have to acclimatize, which means if I'm going to somewhere that's very cold, then I need to get ready for that cold. If I'm going somewhere very hot, then I need to get ready for that hot. I need to acclimatize, right? And I need to get used to that. So if I'm going to go to a place that's very intense and stressful and violent, then I need to be that way and become one and the same with the environment. And then once I can do that, then I can start to relax. I can start to flow. I can start to, control things. But first, you need to be one and the same. If you don't make this connection and you just go in there relaxed, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. You're in a fantasy world, and then real life's going to hit you hard. So you need to connect with the real world. But then as soon as you do that, as soon as you're connected, then I think you do need to start relaxing. You do need to go to that flow state. So therefore, what they've been teaching in the traditional, to me, is not wrong. And in fact, if you go back far enough, probably all the warriors would tell you, they're like, yeah, of course real life is intense. We already know that. Last week we went into battle. You should know that. Everybody knows that. So it's going to be intense. But the super skilled ones, the best warriors, are the ones that can relax and have a calm, cool head during the battle. So that's what you guys need to train. So I get that. In today's training, I think the intensity part, we forgot about it. Therefore, we need to get reminded of that. And combat sports to me is a great reminder, because we obviously can't, a regular person can't just go into a battlefield and go, oh, real life fight is intense and stressful and whatnot. I mean, it's easy to understand that, but you got to physically kind of feel that and learn how to operate within those parameters. And combat sports to me kind of is a nice simulation of that. I think there are other methods that you could use to simulate the harshness, the violence, and the stress of combat. But combat sports is a very good one. But anyway, so what I'm trying to tell you guys is you have to have a respectful eye and don't go just blaming things. I would try to be understanding of both viewpoints, and then from there work towards something, which in my case was, do blender training. And why does that help? First, you acclimatize, and then from there you start to flow. So that's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.